Okay, I've just finished the event. I've done the ride. I'm trying to remember where it is. The Wessex Downs. And this is live debrief. I'm in the car. You can have to excuse the hair. I've just realised as well, I'm decked head to toe in Van Riesel. And yeah, definitely if someone is from the marketing department, please hook me up with one of the new bikes that look absolutely awesome. I didn't get a chance to film much on the ride today. It was quite interesting. So live debrief, and I'll probably do a more in-depth one when I'm back in the studio, just because I'm feeling pretty fatigued. The clock's changed. So that was an element. I didn't quite get the amount of sleep I wanted either. And I could definitely feel towards the end, it was more like a sleepy fatigue starting to really kick in. Just thinking on this ride here as well, I kind of messed up on a few things. So my nutrition was a little bit kind of went out the window. But I was with a really, really fast rider. So shout out to Pete if you're watching this. Fantastic chap. We absolutely smashed it on the ride today. So that was fantastic. Honestly, this has been a 10 out of 10 experience. I was so cold this morning, I was shivering. I was in the car and I got out and I just knew I needed more layers. But this one here, and again, I'm not sponsored by Decathlon or Van Riesel, but this winter sort of jersey is kind of a 2-in-1. It's slightly warmer on the inside, and the arms are nice as well. They keep you nice and warm. It actually worked out perfectly, because what I didn't realize is it's actually windproof, both the arms and the body. So it was a really windy day today. The cold was sapping a lot of people, and it was a major headwind as well throughout most of the ride. We did, however, catch a tailwind at one point, and I'm pretty sure we clocked nearly 50k an hour, just pace sliding it down. Definitely some strong riders out here today. Really, really nice event. I definitely say I'm going to look for more events by the same organization. They are really, really cool. People were fantastic. The food stop, I did take a little clip of that. They had these sort of, I think it was like strawberry and guava bar things by one of the sponsors. Fantastic. I think for some they might be a little bit hard to chew, but fantastic. Gluten-free, vegan as well. So that was really good. And I like the fact they kept the box out so you could just, read the ingredient labels on it and stuff. We even had hot soup, which was really cool. It was a little bit warm. So again, it's one of those weird days with the weather where, if you can probably see it in the background here, it's blue skies. It's a little bit windy. That's why I'm in the car right now. And it's also part of the reason why I didn't film that much outside, is because you probably wouldn't have heard me. It was pretty gusty. Probably the big question, if you've been following some of my other videos, and you might see it in the background here, is which bike did I use? And it's probably gonna be a little bit of a spoiler on this, but it wasn't on the Venge and it wasn't on rim brakes. And I think this ride confirmed my decision on whether I'm gonna stick with rim or I'm gonna move to disc. A slight spoiler on that, but just in my brain right now, if I were to give you some of the reasonings here, the roads are pretty typical for what I cycle on. So if you're like the chap I was with, Pete, he was quite used to a lot of the Surrey roads, and I imagine this is sort of like home from home on certain stretches. But if you're used to like the proper like London, nice tarmac, think Richmond Park, you come out here where you've got single track country lanes, winding roads, there's gravel, potholes. It's not fun. There were some really, really steep descents here as well. And just the road surfaces and stuff like that, I just went, you know what, I'm just glad they worked really well. I felt confident I could stop. The bike handled fantastically. And I'm kind of glad I took the bike I've got with me now, because the wheels on there are only 30mm deep, so quite shallow. And even I, as quite a light rider and on shallow rims, I was actually getting blown around in the winds, especially in some of the crosswinds on the descents. It was actually quite scary because I didn't expect that, and I saw people with deeper section wheels as well. And I'm just looking at it, and I was totally getting thrown around in the wind there, which I really didn't expect. I'd probably say some key takeaways from this is, if you do have a headwind, get aero and drop a couple of gears. It really helps. I found my cadence at some points was hitting like 100 RPM, but then as soon as that headwind hit, you could see the power creep up. You could kind of see the effort start increasing as well. But yeah, this is just a bit of raw thoughts. I've just finished. The ending was fantastic. I really love this little medal. That's really cool. I love the fact it's made out of wood as well. That's really, really neat. Yeah, solid ride. I opted for the 70 mile, which I think is about 118k total. Really, really good. I felt for me that was the perfect distance. Yesterday I had done a VO2 max session, and that was really hard. So I thought there was an option for 100 today, and I just thought, 70 is probably quite spot on for what I'm looking for. In terms of fatigue in the legs, yeah, that, yeah, towards the end, I I was really kind of struggling a little bit. I could feel it in my quads, and then my hamstrings started to go. And the chap, again, Pete, was brilliant. He was flying up the climbs, and I thought, I want to keep these back. I want to keep it sort of zone 2. And I just went, oh, you know what? Let's just finish the event. Let's just full gas, full send. And so, yeah, that probably didn't help. But also my fueling was a little bit off, because I was usually sitting on the front, and I keep having this thing, we need more gilets with pockets in the back so we can just grab stuff out. The Decathlon one's good, so I'll give credit to that. The Van Rysel one is actually pretty decent. It's just a bit hard to get stuff in and out of the back, so that's why this came in really handy. But I love that big jacket I have, the ultimate winter jacket. Probably not going to need it much longer because the weather is getting really nice. But overall, yeah, if this was wet today, I probably wouldn't want to be doing this on rim brakes, and I'm saying that quite seriously. It was a bit touch and go in certain places. It's that sort of trade-off with speed and lightness, and this definitely felt like, yeah, you wanted stopping power, because you'd go hurtling down like a 15% descent with a very sharp left or right-hand turn on gravel with potholes and potential oncoming traffic as well. So that was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm probably rambling a bit here. I think it's my sign to go home, get some food in me, have a nice bath or something, and just relax, because I am cooked after this. Would have been nice to push for the 100, but I felt like today 70 was just the sweet spot. And I think it had shorter distances as well. I think I could have done a 30 and a 50. I probably would have said, yeah, they're really good. I definitely recommend it. And the feed stops as well, solid. We did, I think, miss the first one. It wasn't quite obvious, like, normally they have like a big sign saying feed stop, and I nearly went past the second one as well until Pete behind me shouted, hey, food stop, food stop. And I thought, you sure? And pulled in, and yeah, it was there. Really, really nice as well. I probably said it before, but they were offering, bless one of the volunteers, I didn't catch his name. Every time I kept going past, do you want a tea or coffee? Anything at all. Really, really helpful. So I want to give a massive shout out to the volunteers here. They are fantastic. Even at the end here, we're having a nice little chat, talk about how we found the event, and honestly, I'll give this a solid 10 out of 10. Hands down. This is, would I do it again? I'm usually like, once I've done an event, maybe not, but if I'm going with some friends or something, or people who haven't done it before, totally. I just like doing different things at times. Once I've done it once, I've been like, hey, I kind of know the route, but we probably change it up, so who knows? Or maybe we come back and do the 100. I'm really impressed. I definitely say this is a bit raw and a bit of a ramble, but there's probably not much else to cover in the studio, to be honest with you. But overall, yeah, look, solid ride. I definitely recommend doing it. This organisation who've put this together, I like the fact some of it goes towards charity as well. I think it's a really good cause, and it's just fantastic, honestly. The food stops at the end as well, solid as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to make my way back now, and yeah, I hope maybe I might catch some of you on these sort of events as well. Yeah, if you did this as well, let me know. I'm keen to hear your thoughts and feedback as well. Solid ride, solid experience.